everyone, welcome back to 366 Days of Hope. My name is Pearl and I'm here to share our next topic, which is potassium. Quick disclaimer, I am a personal trainer. I am not a medical doctor, so if you have any concerns whatsoever regarding your health, please make sure you talk to your provider. So potassium is a macro mineral, meaning that it's responsible in metabolic processes and it is required in large amounts by the body. It's the third most abundant mineral that is found. There's 98% of it in the cells itself, meaning that our muscle cells contain 80% of all the potassium in our body. 20% is actually found in the red blood cells, bones, and liver cells as well. Potassium is also part of the 4 electrolytes along with sodium, calcium, and magnesium. But potassium in particular is 4 times more abundant than all the other minerals mentioned. And the reason for this is that when you look at the cell, you are going to see that there is a little sodium-potassium pump that's in the membrane, which is responsible for pulling potassium into the cell and creates an electric charge because the cell is negatively charged. So when it pulls a positively charged element in, it conducts and it creates this charge, and that's why there's more potassium than all the other electrolytes mentioned. When this happens, it's responsible for pushing fluid throughout the body and helps maintain the pH levels. In conducting the nerve, it allows it to pulse, meaning that the muscles are able to contract and relax, and that is really responsible for our heart muscles and the rest of all the muscles in our body as well. So what are the benefits of potassium? Well, one, it prevents cramps, it reduces blood pressure and water retention, because remember that fluid that's present in the cell, it creates a balance because 60% of our body is water, right? And that 40% that's in the intercellular fluid, and then you've got the rest of it being in the extracellular fluid. The amount of water present in the ICF and the ECF is basically dependent on the potassium being present in the cell and not allowing that sodium to get into the cell, because if it does, then it can pull a lot of water in the cell, which then can create water retention. It also protects against strokes and prevents osteoporosis and kidney stones. So I'm going to share 3 case studies. The first case study was a 4-year study where individuals had to consume a high potassium diet. 51% were able to lower their risk of kidney stones. Then a second case study had 994 menopausal women consume a high potassium diet, which resulted in more bone mass in the lower back and hip bones. In another case study analysis of 33 studies, they found that those that had high potassium rich diets were able to lower their blood pressure. All these different case studies basically was to demonstrate how essential potassium was to the general well-being of the body. So how does someone become deficient in potassium? Well, actually, it's quite rare, but certain things can cause someone to become deficient. For example, certain medications like diuretics and laxatives can cause someone to become deficient. If you are constantly vomiting a lot, can cause you to lose your potassium. Also, if you're deficient in magnesium, that can also cause you to become deficient in potassium, because magnesium helps absorb potassium. And if you are deficient, you may end up with fatigue, muscle cramps, constipation, muscle paralysis, and irregular heartbeat. So what can cause a increase or a toxicity of potassium? Well, a condition called hyperkalemia, which is a dysfunction in the kidney, can do that, meaning that the kidney isn't able to remove potassium out of the body. And if that happens, then you could experience things like weakness, fatigue, nausea, and vomiting, which then can also relieve you of the potassium. You could have shortness of breath, chest pains, and or heart palpitations. So what inhibits potassium? Well, certain meds can inhibit, like diuretics and laxatives as well, and tobacco and caffeine, along with substance abuse like alcohol. Any metabolic conditions can do that, along with malnutrition. Maybe if you have an illness where you're causing vomiting or diarrhea, can prevent your body from absorbing potassium. So what helps the body absorb potassium? Well, it's magnesium. And although magnesium is part of the electrolytes, it's also responsible in helping pull potassium into the body. So what are the 3 foods that have the highest content of potassium? Well, mainly you're going to get it from your greens, but beet greens have 28% of the daily value in 1 cup. Large white beans have 21% of the daily value in 1 cup, and avocados have 21% of the daily value per avocado. So guys, this concludes our research on potassium. I hope that it blesses you and helps you kind of see like how amazing potassium is, and also just how important it is in the total function of our body, because it's in every cell that we have. So treat your body right, eat healthy, may you live, thrive, and be healthy. Take care, guys.